Hello and welcome to Breakfast Central on News Central. It's day 2 in a new working week, and are we happy to be here as usual? The answer is yes, because we have to do this, especially not just for the culture, but for every single well-meaning Nigerian who tunes in and who looks forward to get the latest stories concerning news and current affairs that's affecting your daily decisions, your life, and possibly will affect the outcome of a whole lot that will indeed impact on your future. My name is Joe Hansen. I'm saying good morning. Welcome, Benga Borowa and Olive. How are you guys doing, by the way?
Well, great. I mean, I'm happy to be here. But before I start, I'd like to give a shout out to our vision mixer. He needs to get his flowers this morning because if you notice the way the show started, it was very dramatic. It reminded me of 1990s Nollywood. Olive, it did that pion.
I was not born then.
It did pion. Because there was it faded from the montage into our picture. I mean, I had never done that before. So
I was born in
Ademola, you deserve your flowers. Pion. Jokes apart, it's good to be back, and I have to say thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to, raise awareness about my electricity situation.
Please raise it again. Is it better?
I want to inform you, happily inform you. Can't you see that I walked into the studio with an extra spring in my steps? Has
the lights been sorted?
Yes, it's been sorted.
No.
They listened and they acted.
Don't play with News Central.
Yes.
Thank you.
We feel the pulse.
Okay.
They felt my pulse and they restored light. Let there be light.
So
my area is now part of those areas when God said,
let there be light, and they got the memo.
Light.
Okay.
It shall be permanent.
Okay. I'm so happy to hear you. Me, on the other hand, a little bit somehow. Ask me why.
They're still searching, just like that Victor Wifo song. Bongo Sikwe is still searching.
I'm searching for
a driver.
For true love.
My brother. This
actually, she's searching for two things. Driver and true love. But because we serve a living God, why can't you have two in one?
Hey, my friend.
A driver and a lover.
So let me show you what my yesterday was like.
Oh, wow.
I finally started again.
Okay.
I returned to the gym. My whole body is paining me.
It's good.
Hey.
It's
I didn't even know it was gym. I thought maybe you.
It was Cinderella.
Calisthenics class.
Cinderella.
For when Nigeria will host Olympics in 2050.
All right, welcome back to Breakfast Central.
They had to sack the whole team management of the Super Falcons.
Yeah, of course. What do you expect?
Oh, my
what an abysmal outing.
My babies.
But it wasn't so abysmal.
The girls were crying. I mean, I saw footage, I saw videos of the girls crying. They didn't want to greet anybody. They were
on TikTok and fashion. They were top.
Yeah, fashion. They were number one.
Why people throwing shit at them? You see the love of men. Very seasonal. When you're doing great, they
No, we love them regardless. We love them.
Look,
when you don't do well like this, the same people that shouted Hosanna in the highest are the same ones that will shout, crucify him, crucify him.
Did you notice
this life.
South Africa that sent us back?
Go back.
South Africa prevented us from going for the male World Cup, and now it's the same South African females.
What does that say? What does that tell you?
It means South Africa has become a bone in our throats.
At the end of the day,
bone.
I look forward to the day, though, that we can all peacefully coexist, especially even with South Africa.
What are we now good at, really? Football used to be the only hope.
Football used to unite us. Under 20, no competition. Falcons, no competition. Super Eagles, no competition.
Look at me using past tense. We were so.
Can I tell you what we're good at?
Depending on past glory.
We're good at conducting democratically free elections.
Do you know how many people died in the run-up to Osun State?
No, maybe we are good at trying to ensure that we can fix the refineries.
Okay.
Maybe.
These people are the attackers in this one.
I don't know if you saw smoke. Did you see smoke?
Big smoke.
Fire, big smoke behind.
It shows that Pelu is walking.
Ooh. Okay. Are we ready for work now?
Let's get serious. Let's get to work, guys.
Yes. Let's start with Osun is not going to be out of the news cycle anytime soon. They're still basking in the euphoria of their victory over the weekend. Dr. Adedeji Adeleke, father of music star Davido, an elder brother of Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, says their victory over former Governor Oyetola was driven by faith and not money. If you listen carefully, he said, he didn't say his victory over Ambo. He says his victory over Agbega.
So the thing is he a slip of mouth?
No, he's not. He knew what he was saying. He's
tongue?
always said Ambo was a proxy for Agbega Itola of the APC. And he said it was driven by faith and not money. Adeleke alleged that as much as 60 billion naira was spent during the elections, with some voters reportedly bought up for up to 15,000 naira, but says he chose to pray instead, asking God to let voters collect the money and still vote for his family. The victory has since sparked celebrations, with thousands of Osun workers gathering at the state secretariat to thank God, while former President Olusegun Obasanjo also paid Governor Adeleke a surprise visit. So as the celebrations continue, does money really determine electoral outcomes, or can voters take the money and still vote according to their conscience?
And play it to him, let him hear, and let him know the reason why we defeated them. The only reason why we defeated Obasanjo, no, it's not because we are bigger, but we spend more money than him. On the election, they don't spend any money. They spent 60 billion, as we have. Some places they bought votes for as high as 50,000 naira for one single vote. On the day of the election, when I heard the kind of money they were spending, I went back to my little corner in my room and I knelt down and prayed to God. I said, God Almighty, please let people collect their money, or let them still vote for Ademola Adeleke. We played that later. And I just want everyone to know my routine. So when I need that to pray every day, I have some Bible passages and verses that I read and that I pray with. And this is part of my testimony. The first Bible passage that I read every day when I go on my knees to pray can be found in Isaiah chapter 41, starting from verse 10.
Why did our director not allow us to read what is inside Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10?
On Sunday you will get it.
Let me go and look for it while we're here. It's like they are not Christians in this place. People don't like word of God.
You are a Proverbs 30 woman.
It's not 30, it's 31.
It's the same.
It's not the same. Isaiah 41:10 says, and I read, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand."
By his right
At
side.
his right hand. Wow.
Bible studies this morning.
I love it so much.
Take us to church.
He said, let them collect their money and vote Ademola Adeleke. So the place that our elections will get to, that we can say that we've made huge progress, will be the point where we're not seeing votes buying, we're not seeing votes trading. Because the honest truth is, ordinarily, both the seller and the buyer of the vote are committing a crime. But we've come to a place where it's normalized. People record videos of themselves collecting money, and they post on social media. They're collecting the money, they're collecting rice. Oh, how much? You know, they're chanting numbers. So will we get to the point where even if they were collecting, they'll be embarrassed to share that they're collecting because they know that it's an actual crime and they could be arrested because our laws forbid it?
I don't see that happening.
Our laws forbid it, and I'm glad you mentioned
I don't see
that.
But
Nigeria is not a banana republic. There are laws for a reason. And it means the spotlight needs to be on the eagle, the EFCC. It seems that they have manicured its talons. It can't claw anymore. It's now an ordinary ordinary bed of house instead of being an eagle of prey with with talons. Because I don't understand what's going on. I mean, it's under the EFCC's purview. We've seen them huff and puff over less serious incidents, over private ceremonies where people are having a celebration just because they're spraying naira notes. They make a huge hurrah over it. And then we're seeing people blatantly violate the Constitution in front of cameras everywhere in the world, and not a single peep from the FCC. Of course, I'm within my rights to say that the eagle has gone for pedicure, or is it manicure?
And it's a question you're asking, whether you like it or not. And just to add, Binga, yesterday more videos emerged. There were bags of rice filled with money yesterday.
What?
Videos emerged. They were like, this is the money they wanted to use to, you know, pay some people. In short, I saw one of the videos. I think I must have saved it on my mobile device as well. They caught a certain person. They put the money in the nylon of bread, you know, the bread nylon. They stuffed the money there and they kept it. They just came and dropped it for the, what's her name again? What's their name again? The
INEC officials.
Not the INEC officials. Yes, the INEC officials. You know, they dropped it there by the side and somebody recorded it and said, look, oh, there's money there, let's watch, let's see who will come and pick it up. But it seemed like they were aware that, oh, okay, the money has been dropped. There was a young lady who was also caught and they asked her, why did you collect money?
Yes,
you know,
an INEC official.
Exactly. And she said she didn't know that. They just told her, oh, you know,
didn't they do...
and so on and so forth.
They did some training.
So there's a lot. I mean, we're just discussing the process here. I like the question you asked when you were taking the opener. Is money enough? Is money going to in any way still have an effect? I think that's a major conversation we should look into, especially as journalists having an internal and deep research.
And in looking into it, it shouldn't just be on the surface level. We shouldn't address the symptoms. We should look at the root causes. And the root causes is foundational. It's the type of politics we play. It's political parties selling forms, an ordinary piece of paper for millions of naira. Of course, that's what encourages money politics, and people look at it as an investment. And these offices are too attractive. It's only in Nigerian political lexicon that you hear words like juicy appointment.
Juicy appointment.
Are you going there too? Is it a business? What is
I really don't get. And you also wonder, I mean, if you look at the people we model our politics after, talking about the United States or United Kingdom, you find out that even the parliamentarians or the lawmakers who are there, you see how simple and easy going they are in terms of living their lives. They're able to take public transport. And someone once asked, can an average politician in Nigeria just walk down the street and take a public bus, especially in Lagos? So that's the question. Can your favorite politician, I mean, we don't have our favorites here, just your fave, can he just walk down the street and just take a public, just say he enters BRT without any security or agents around him?
Impossible.
That's a question to look into. But just like we asked as we started the show, and like I rightly mentioned, is money still going to have a stronger impact going forward? Because there seems to be a new modus operandi. And the new modus operandi is you have money, bring it. We will take it and we will still do what we want. It simply means that anybody who's thinking ahead of 2027 to use money to cajole people and get them to vote. Maybe that's why the senator decided to go to the polling unit and said, peep, look at what they are doing. And we know that in election, the law states that you don't need to peep.
Yeah,
you must not see. It's a personal thing. You must not see what the person is doing.
But I think, no. I mean, I share your optimism. I want to feel and hope that is what we'll be seeing going forward. But Osun is just a microcosm of the entire federation. And voter patterns are different. People have different personalities. Voters think differently according to different parts of the country, and also the individuals and the political parties involved in the context. So we can't use Osun to judge, but at the end of the day, I would want a situation where, I mean, money would always be relevant, even in the biggest democracies in the world. Money is relevant, but what they use money for and what they do is they open it, there's an open platform, people donate, and the accounting, there's transparency is for the, you know, the logistics is the travel, all the expenses that we incur in the course of their campaign is not to induce you with monetary, pecuniary things in order to make you vote for them. They will still argue their policies. They will discuss their politics, their policies and things like that. But here it's an outright business. Okay, I'll give you X amount, you vote for me. And it shouldn't be so. So it's the foundation.
All right.
It's faulty.
We're also looking at the factors, some of the factors. A certain APC chieftain went on Arise TV and he was talking about the factors that led to Osun State winning. And his name is Farouk Aliyu. And one of the factors he mentioned was because he said the APC underestimated the electorate in Osun, which I agree, that the APC assumed that federal might would just come and conquer
I
the
wouldn't
electorate.
think so. They went to, I mean, they came up.
They went all out.
They went all out. We saw it.
People were killed.
Well, fair. He said another point was that there was internal wrangling within the APC, and I'm like, no, I don't think that one is the issue.
Look at
next time that the APC should.
There you go.
That's the bag of rice.
There you go. There you go.
The next time the APC should select a candidate that everybody agrees with, that there was internal wrangling within the party that led to...
I think that was by Dio Israel also put out a statement. The national youth leader of the APC put out a statement yesterday, a very lengthy one. And part of the things he mentioned, Olive, is what you just said now, that they should have looked at, they thought that the dancing was not needed.
That's the underestimating.
Was very key.
But you know the last time that there was an underestimating was in the 2023 elections, when the APC underestimated the influence of the Labour Party. The Labour Party was a new kid on the block at the time. They underestimated the influence of the Labour Party and the force that is the obedience. And so when the first elections, the federal election happened, and they saw that Obi was, influential, you can see the reprisal voting, let me call it that. You can see the backlash that got at the gubernatorial elections, because they came with a certain level of preparedness. The gubernatorial elections were more intense. So perhaps what we've seen in Osun would trigger a certain level of extra,
what is the extra?
Triple preparation.
What is the extra? So
God bless you for that question.
Yes, and let me counter that statement, because it's not from you, it's from the I saw that article. He broke it down. The same Dio Israel had broken it down when they lost Lagos to PO. But then again, what's the extra? Let's list it. One, there's federal might. There were indications that, listen, you have the federal support, use it to your best interest. And there we saw a video now. How many governors? We heard there were over 20.
The DG of the NRS was also part.
Who decided to go there? Did you see their council?
Yes.
Electoral Council.
Headed by Dr. Zaka.
Headed by, in Treasury, Dr. Zaka did it.
NRS.
Governor Sanwo-Olu was there. Governor of Imo State. You had a list of juggernauts. We did talk about that. The Electoral Council.
Political galacticos.
They set up a 276 political campaign.
Yes, 200 something. They were huge.
So if you're underestimating someone, you wouldn't do that.
That's three. Exactly. Four, there was the independency, as mentioned, of the EFCC in freezing the account, the state account, until it was asked, oh, listen, you need to unfreeze. And then, of course, that was unfrozen at some point. You have that. You also have like we mentioned, this sad situation of unwarranted killings. People dying because there was violence, and then there's death. And then you have the warnings from the thugs, the thuggery warnings, saying don't come out. Then you now have what we've seen after a long time in Nigerian political space, let me call it a cross-pollination of political intimidation, where people from other states are now saying, we are coming to your state, we are warning you. And we saw that happen from Benin. The Benin moving to Osun State, warning people of Osun State, and then there were words like, don't come outside if you're not going to vote. The same thing we saw in Lagos, that if you're not going to vote, don't come outside if you come out. So this list is long.
It's very long. And then it's counterintuitive in the first place to even underestimate an incumbent. I mean, it's...
It's counterintuitive.
Maybe they were looking
I'm
at
going to
history.
perhaps speak about Falilat Yusuf, popularly known as Ero Arike, and the influence or not that she wields in political conversations and political discourse.
I really think sometimes we, the media, will make some people popular.
No. It's not about popularity. Mine is if you are overtly engaged in vote trading, you are overtly giving people bags of rice and all on camera. Last I checked, that's a punishable offense. It's not something that you are doing out of philanthropy. If you are giving people things and you're swearing for them that if you don't vote for our party, and stuff like that, if your people have, that it will not be well with you. If people have made a business out of being political juggernauts, but in the sense of vote buying, shouldn't that be investigated? Shouldn't that be made into an example? She has come out to, like a rapper will say, Shalaye on social media. She had initially, when the Adelekes were contesting against Oyetola, she was on Team Adeleke. At that time, Adeleke lost to Oyetola. Now, Adeleke against Bamiji, some say is Adeleke against Oyetola. I didn't say that. It's Adeleke versus Bamiji. She supported Bamiji. Unfortunately for her, Bamiji lost, and Adeleke has won. They've said that she's probably the factor that's making some of the people she supported lose elections. But that being said, we need to get to the point.
She doesn't support your team in Premier League because you can infer what will happen.
I hope she supports us now.
Wow, Chelsea fans, they're not a disguise. But very importantly, on a much lighter note, I would say that the elections have come and gone, but they shouldn't be completely gone in a sense. We need to look at what were the anomalies that happened in this election. This election is a prototype of what we will expect to see in 2027, the flaws and all. In terms of those who were threatening voters, are they going to pick up those thugs? The
senator of particular concern.
Senator Francis Fada.
We're still waiting.
Are these people going to be investigated, or is it just going to be another matter that will move on from no victor, no vanquished? I agree with the governor when he says no victor, no vanquished. But in Nigeria, we always say that things keep happening because actions do not have consequences. We're going to see higher cases of voter intimidation come 2027. What we think we saw in Osun is child's play compared to what we'll see in Nigeria in 2027. And the only reason why we will not see that is if examples are made of the people who were brazenly supporting vote buying, vote selling, voter intimidation, in Osun State elections. If we don't see them thoroughly dealt with or made an example of, we will see a repetition in 2027. And it will be in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over in 2027.
It's going to be a lot, most importantly. By now, we expect that we should get a detailed report. Usually, I mean, in other countries, what's that country again? I know I did stumble on their report in their last election. They do come out with a forensic report of what happened and so on. For Osun State,
be an election observer.
382, but the problem is we only have the civil society organizations who are very detailed in their reports. They always come out breaking it down that in different wards, local government areas, this is what happened, this happened, and so on. In this same Osun State election, ballots were taken. I hope you know, they were snatched. And surprisingly, there was a video of a ballot being taken by police officers, aided, and using an armored tanker to move the ballot. So the question now is, the IG, in as much as he has scored high in the face or in the eyes of a cross-section of Nigerians, where is the report on who those guys are that drove the armored tanker to disperse the crowd, chase them away, shoot sporadically in the air, and move the ballot box into the armored tanker and were escorted and they were going? There should be a report on that. Then the thief that they caught, whom I felt sorry for because the slaps he was receiving, I'm sure if his family members saw him, they would be saying, OT law, because I don't think he was going to survive from that. They should be able to identify who this person is. By now, he should have spoken who sent him, where he got that gun from, because he had a pistol. He was ready to come to the polling unit to kill and do whatever he had to do. There's another video of a man who came and picked up the voter's card and was trying to run away with it. And he was caught, dealt with as well. So there should be a detailed report from the EFCC from the NSCDC, from the Nigerian police force, to make clear that, listen, these are the things we saw. This is what we're going to do to mitigate this from happening ahead of 2027. If we don't have that, then, like Olive, like you've rightly said, we're just going to have a repetition. Maybe it's going to even get worse, because when nobody was caught, it emboldens the others to engage.
And it sets a precedent.
So,
absolutely.
Detailed reports, detailed arrests, and what we're saying here, we're using our voice and our platform here to ask that law enforcement agents investigate the Osun elections. These claims of vote buying, vote selling, it sounds like cruise. We laugh about it. We hear figures like 60 billion and how people invest that into elections. How much does INEC, how much do we allocate for our INEC elections? You know, as a whole nation.
Total, maybe 1 trillion.
Well,
approximately 1 trillion.
It's going to get to 1 trillion. Remember, you know, by the way, update, INEC has said that they have to review that money again. I hope you know that. So it's going to get to that, whether you like it or not.
So at the end of the day, it's if INEC as a body, we're talking about how much is allocated to INEC, then we're hearing about numbers allocated for vote buying. These things should be investigated. It's not normal behavior. It should not be normal behavior. If it has been, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. If it has been a normal behavior or normal pattern as a nation, we should collectively hold law enforcement to account, that ask that certain persons be investigated, certain persons be arrested. All the thugs that were making videos threatening people, saying Davido should not enter into Osun State, thugs that were imported from another state, saying Davido should not enter into Osun State. All those people who played a part in attempting to usurp the powers of the people of Osun State, they should be made to face the law. Because if we don't see an arrest, if we don't see an investigation, a thorough investigation, not the one of inviting them to police station and letting them go after 2 hours, if we don't see a thorough investigation, what we saw in Osun in terms of violence leading up onto the elections will be a child's play when we compare to what we expect in 2027.
And just to add, before we go to what Nigerians are saying, is that I expect the Senate, when Senator Fadausi returns to Abuja, to meet with the Ethics Committee, because what he did was bring the institution of the Senate under disrepute, and they need to repudiate him and let him know that his behavior is unbecoming of a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria before Osun State Police Command completes their own investigation and make him face the law. The institution of the Nigerian Senate needs to distance itself from this sort of behavior. But let's take a look at what Nigerians are saying. Nigerians have a lot to say. Okay, Franklin Choma says, so God is the one conducting elections now. Must you call God's name in vain?
Everybody to each his own. You will advocate.
Good question.
You will call people out.
Elections that people died before.
Are you joking? You pray to God, though. You hold the God that you know, and you do your own.
Two football teams are playing a game of soccer, and then they are both praying to God. Whose prayer should God?
Altar against altar.
Benga, good question.
Olive.
I hear him, but no election in Nigeria.
Good question, Benga.
I hear him, but no election in Nigeria is won on faith alone. Money and structure still played a part. Funny how nobody testifies about strong faith when they lose. Happy for the family, still don't buy. We spent no money, or money your Lalikon says. Then we have, I've actually never seen Davido's father or see him speak either. Anyways, you guys won because Tinubu didn't really care. You believe that?
Wow.
Very funny.
So Tinubu, the president is what?
God didn't make you win. The people of Osun State did. It doesn't cost anything to give honor to whom honor is due. The people of Osun made it happen. It's high time we separated religion from politics. God has no business with politics.
Correct.
You aren't more prayerful than the loser. So my question is, in everything that the man said, that we could have the only thing we can bring out is the fact that he said...
Because he kept emphasizing God.
Yes, because they prayed. Allow people to do what they want to do. You call God, you will do your own background work at the same time. One does not... The subscription to one does not totally eliminate the other. It doesn't at all. On YouTube, we see comments like Femi Olaguju said, actually, it's faith and not money. Osun State people like what the governor had done for them. If it's money, then the governor will be defeated. Jason says, Benga, spot on description of EFCC. I owe you 1 bottle of soft drink.
I don't like soft drink. There's too much sugar. I prefer something hot. Hot drink this morning.
Michael also says, I agree with Dr. Adeleke that they defeated Oyetola. The election wasn't free, but APC and INEC were outsmarted by the resilience and vigilance of Osun voters. APC mantra of Muslim governor failed. Marco Chukwemeka says the eagle goes blind when it's the APC that's involved. And thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Says, Olive, God will answer your prayers, 2 in 1 version. Amen. Thank you. Najisa says, as much as I want them to investigate, I am hoping this strong voice inside of me saying, don't waste your time, nothing will happen. Okay, that he's having the strong voice. And then Julius Yama says, Osho is a litmus test. Nigerians have spoken through the ballot. I have dusted my PVC. I don't mind trekking kilometer. Oh my gosh, to vote, stand and protect my vote. 2027 Nigerians will take back the country. I think that there's something that Osho elections have done for those who had no faith in the electoral system, those who were struggling with voter apathy. Hopefully it will translate into more numbers, not just people collecting their PVC. Well, we will take more comments later and we'll bring you another story, but let's share with you what the top stories are. We have really interesting top stories, so take a look. This morning on Breakfast Central, we're looking at the fact that ASU threatens strike as over 200 CASU lecturers resign over poor conditions. Osho election aftermath, can INEC sustain momentum ahead of 2027 election? Governance restructuring, group proposes 15 regions and devolution of powers. We're back to this conversation. And then domestic violence, clergyman allegedly sets wife ablaze in Lokoja. Really, really sad. We'll review the front pages of the paper as well this morning. Join us for all these and more.